Hello, everyone. As you can see, I am back to base from giving this convocation lecture. Oh, you want a copy? No, don't worry. I'm going to email to everybody. The title of the lecture is Does Nigeria's Development Cap Fit the Nigerian University System? So, talking about cap, I'm going to put on my VB hat, my VB cap. So, what are we up to in this lesson? We're into something good. So let's get on with the lesson. So here we are with the lesson, with something good being the assessment of facilities during on-site visits, accreditation. Peter Okebukola, and today is Sunday, September 19, 2021. Last lesson, we scored staffing, staff-student ratio, and all the way down. So you all did very well. Let's review the Saturday practicals on the scoring of staffing. You can see all these some of these. Let's see a little bit more. As you can see, many of you scored 70, 65. You can see very, very creditable, very, very impressive performance. Now, in this lesson, what are we going to do? We've done all this. We've tried to academic matters all the way down to staffing. Today, we're going to be looking at physical facilities, laboratory space, laboratory equipment, and the rest of them. Let me give you my general perception of facilities in the Nigerian university system. I hold a view that we are making progress, steady progress for the age of our system. You're going to see in a minute. However, we need to quicken the pace of improvement. I mentioned this in the convocation lecture that I gave. Now, what's the basis for my assessment? I've visited universities in 42 African countries. I have visited most of the oldest universities in the world. I have visited the top universities in all the 7 continents of the world. So I have basis for that assertion. So the young shall grow. This is the oldest university in Africa, established in 975 AD. This means our oldest university in Nigeria, which is Ibadan, as a college in 1948. This university is 973 years older than Ibadan. Yes, 973 years older. So we're talking about facilities. Why am I saying all of this at the beginning of this lesson? I'm saying all of this for you to know that the young shall grow. We cannot be, we cannot have all of those facilities that these other universities are having. Look at Nigerian University, established 258 AD. It is, wait for it, 1,690 years older than University of Ibadan. So can you imagine University of Ibadan 100 years from now, 200 years from now, or Osuka, or Lagos, or ABU? This is 1650. Now, Alexandria University, Faculty of Medicine, established in 1938. This is University of Nairobi. This is University of Cape Coast. Now, let me quickly gallop through development of universities. Now, one of the oldest, they claim to be the oldest, these two. Nanjing, the one I showed to you, founded 258. You need to see the buildings there. Al-Azhar University in Cairo. Bologna, by the way, this is pronounced Bologna rather than Bologna. You can see, I'm going to move very quickly, and you see the years they were established. I highlighted the years in yellow. Look at this university, 1175, 128. You can see the years they were established. Oldest university by region, see them. Now, look at our universities, 1948. So, do we expect to have as much of the facilities as those? Yes, if we try to quicken the pace, as I said in my convocation lecture. But you see, we're like toddlers where they are concerned. So these are universities, the second generation universities, third generation universities, the state university had to be established in 1979. And on and on and on like this. And then the private universities came on in 1999. So we are relatively young. Now, while I was in office as Executive Secretary 2001, we used to have this facility from the American government, which allowed AUC Executive Secretary, that's myself here, hey, Me, I did young in those days. So. Old man don't do now. To take 12 vice chancellors every year, 12 vice chancellors to top universities in the US. Let me just quickly go through. This is Tortiv. Is now a big His Royal Majesty. Professor Ayase was VC Makodi. This is Professor Ibeda Kwobe, VC of Lagos. May so rest in peace. He has passed on. Professor Ado. This is Weri. This is Tukusad of Mina. Our grandpa, Professor Nimi Briggs, Peter Okebukola, Ilorin, Jos, Calabar, who is now deputy governor of the state, Futo, and Akure. So what went everywhere? This is Dillard University, 1869. So when we saw all the buildings here, oh, we were amazed, we were intimidated. But I know that the young shall grow. This is not me. Wow. Are they young that time? Or don't they old man? Now I have the confidence that Baba Rashid is poised to take us to greater heights. With this is blueprint on the right. All of us here from the Nigerian university space, who contributed to this. So we're on course to develop. Now let's begin our scoring. We begin our scoring. We are talking about physical facilities, and we're looking at laboratory space. So what does the instrument say? The instrument is saying that adequate in size, the laboratory space, adequate in size, well equipped with suitable machinery, tools and equipment, which are safe, well maintained, and suitably laid out. The minimum size of the existing laboratories, clinics, and studios should not be less than those contained in the NUC BMAS. A standard laboratory should have a prep room, a store, an office for technologies where applicable. The space, you can see we're just assessing the space here. The space in the existing laboratories is adequate, and you are just the space, like you said, laboratory space. This is adequate and meets the provisions of the BMAS on space by 70% or more, 3. So that's why I have my scoring scheme here, at least 70%, 3. Meets 60%, but less than 70% of the prescribed NUC space standards, 2. Means that. So you can see 60 to 69% 2, 50 to 59% 1, less than 50% 0. Let's look at scenario number 1. Proposed to us by Professor Rogba Sunday, Kogi State University, Anyigba. A dedicated block for laboratories of different disciplines was found in a private university where water from a nearby stream was being pumped continually to overhead tanks. Now you're going to get, I'm sure you received that now, our guidelines on the project requires you avoid unnecessary capitalization. By the way, this block, I'm not saying anything is wrong with Professor Sunday Arugba's system, but I'm just telling you that the requirement for the project, you don't need to put this block in capital letters. You don't need to put P in capital letters. You don't need to put U as in cap. So said the team witnessed all taps running in the different rooms. So let's look at the space. Said a dedicated block is taken care of. That's why I highlighted this. That's 3. You can see here. We take the order from Professor Medinat Salman from University of Ilorin. About 50% of the facilities are shared. 50%. Where are you? 50. This 50 to 59%. This include classrooms, lecture rooms, and all of that, and all of that. Okay, that would be a 1. By the way, I think I should have made reference to the guide from Dr. Miriam Sali on physical facilities. She's telling Her Excellency Dr. Miriam Sali is telling us, oh, you think I missed the other title? No. Dr. Miriam Sali is the wife of the number 4 citizen, person who used to be number 4 citizen of our country, the head of service of the federation, not of state, of the federation. So Mama Miriam Sali na big woman. So he's saying space. Panel members should critically consider the number of students enrolled into the program and the size of the laboratory space in relation to BMAS specifications and make relevant remarks of the adequacy otherwise. So back to here. So this is 50%, and so that's here. That is 1. That is 1. So that's for laboratory space. Easy to score. Let's go on to laboratory equipment. Laboratory equipment, panel members are to confirm the actual equipment available, their functionality, They are used for teaching the program safety and management. You should know that where this now where they carry them, where university inscription marks are not made on the equipment, the program should not be awarded any point, because it's possible that if you're talking about some hanky-panky that some universities play in, I think the discussion forum a few days down the road, they will just put this there, and so NUC has insisted that you must inscribe, not just use a marker to put it there. You have to inscribe your name, and if in the name of the university, and if it's not there, no mark. List the additional equipment not available which are required to teach the program, ascertain the availability of constant water supply, alternative source of power, and internet facilities. Panel members should also ascertain the availability of safety equipment like charts, emergency exit, first aid kits, showers, etc. I don't like this etc. I don't like it. That's why I put it in red. The reason you want to know is that the moment you put safety equipment like, then it will be charts, emergency exit, first aid kits, and the last one you then put and, because etc is like tautological. You have said like, so you just say safety equipment such as, so you don't need this etc. Okay, fine, but that's on the that one. This one is not a grammar lesson. This is the accreditation lesson. So don't mind me, but I'm talking seriously. In a good journal will not accept this from you. But are we talking about journal here? No, we're not talking about journal. But that's neither here nor there, my people. So by quality, quantity, and functionality. So the NUC marking guide reads 80% or more, 8 points for quality, quantity, and functionality. You see that one? So 70% or less than 86, 60% but less than 70 days, as you can have it. So my scoring is the same as this marking guide. Let's take scenario 1, provided by Professor Anthony Oluduro of Obafemi Awolowo University. The laboratory equipment inspected meet the BMAS specification both in quality, quantity of the programs. You can see, very good, up to 80%. That's it. They are all inscribed and functional. You can see. Safety devices are put in place such as sand bucket, first aid box, shower trays, etc. Don't they here? Wait, the moment you say such as, you mustn't put this etc, please. Such as, it's a sand bucket, first aid box, and shower trays. That's it. The equipment are well kept and well maintained. So no shaking. This is clear, 8 points. Dr. Gabriel Ligari from National Universities Commission. Laboratory equipment for the program made the NUCBMAS specification by more than 70%, but less than 80%. So we're smart right on here. So that's 6. Okay. Do you want me to read the rest? Okay, I will. Museum pots, in the anatomic pathology laboratory and organ baths. Okay, let's leave all of that. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, let's look at the guide from Dr. Miriam Sadi on that. Equipment. Panel members should ensure the list of equipment in the self-study form as presented for the assessment by the university with what tallies with what you're actually seeing on ground and satisfy the BMAS requirement. Panel members should itemize any equipment required but not available for the program, because if you just call like that without any qualitative description, then it will be helpful to the university. So we've got to itemize them. The laboratory equipment must meet the BMAS specifications in terms of quantity. We said all of this. Laboratory equipment engraved. So thank you, Dr. Sadi. So this is the same thing which we worked on. So let's go on to classroom space. Classroom space. Now, what does this instrument say about classroom space? We want adequate chairs and tables to sit all the students in the classroom. So the space should be as spacious. The space should be expansive enough to take all the seats rather than being choked up. Now, what does the marking guide state? NUC marking guide is stating as follows: 70% or more 5, 60% but less than 70% 3, 50% but less than 60% 1, less than 50% 0. So the thing is same as this one. Okay. Let's take the first scenario. There are 4 dedicated classrooms and 2 shared for a department. Okay, before I take the scenario, let me go to what Dr. Miriam Sal is telling us. Space. The panel members will ensure all classrooms, lecture theaters meet the space requirements specified by the WIPMAS, taking into consideration the total student enrolled in the program. There should be a dedicated classroom lecture hall for each level of study on the program to ensure effective teaching and learning processes, and minimal sharing of classroom lecture theaters is also allowed, so you can share, of course. So let's come back to here. Mr. Aliu Yaya of National Universities Commission is proposing this scenario. There are 4 dedicated classrooms and 2 shared. So, you know, Dr. Saleh has indicated that we could share, and there should be some dedicated. There are also 2 theaters and 2 auditoriums, all shared. All facilities are furnished and adequate. We're actually looking for this. So this is clear. 5 marks. Professor Celestina Isiramen of Ambrose Ali University has proposed this. Classroom space available is a little inadequate and meets the specified BMAS by 60%. So just look at it, 60%, and that is a what? That's a 3. Okay, let's move on. Well, how far have we gone? We've taken laboratory space, laboratory equipment, classroom space. There are 6 items here. We've done 3. I think we should go on a short break. When we come back, we'll get on to the next standard. Welcome back from the short break. So going to continue our scoring. We've done classroom space, so we're going to go on to furniture and equipment. Now this is a very interesting one. Now we have to state the actual number of classrooms available for teaching the program, and in relation to those listed in the self-study form. We're going to check for availability of whiteboards, projectors, and public address systems where necessary, and secured internet connectivity in the classroom. The classroom should be well ventilated and illuminated. Now we're looking at the equipment and furniture. So not only equipment, because there are 2 different things. So here the marking guide reads adequate and well maintained. Adequate but not well maintained, so slightly inadequate but well maintained 1, inadequate and not well maintained 0. By the way, this one is 3. So I'm a little bit I'm not too sure how we can break this down, but I've provided some scoring scheme. Now it's same as the marking scheme, but no distinction is made here between furniture like desks, tables, benches, and all of that, and equipment. Equipment as listed here, and these are not furniture, whiteboard, projectors, and all of this. Okay, so what I propose is this. For furniture, because the maximum score is 3, we'll split this into 2, 1.5, 1.5 for furniture and for equipment. So 1.5 for furniture, if it's adequate, that's 1, and 0.5 for well maintained. You'll see that this is a very good scoring scheme. For equipment, 1.5, adequacy of it 1, well maintained 0.5. So let's take scenario 1, provided by Professor Miriam Aminu of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. The furniture in the classroom are adequate. So we're looking at furniture here now. Adequate. 1 mark is already in the bag. But not well maintained. This one, don't score 0 there. The classrooms are not well illuminated, lighted, and do not have public address system. So equipment, don't be 0. So what is the score? Clear 1. So please, let's follow this scoring scheme. Take scenario number 2. Oh, by the way, I'll come back to this. Let me see what guide we have from Dr. Miriam Sali, Her Excellency, Dr. Miriam Sali. Equipment. Panel members should ensure that classroom furniture and equipment such as whiteboards, electronic projectors, public address system, and markers are available and well maintained. And panel members should also interact with staff and students to ascertain their accessibility to internet connectivity. within the lecture area of the program. I'm interested in knowing what they will say, because in most places, this one, it has some challenge. So getting back to here, we've done Professor Miriam Aminu's scenario. Let's take on Mrs. Dorothy Ogboye of National Universities Commission. There are 4 large classrooms dedicated to the program, 2 having a seating capacity of that, and the other is seating capacity of 65. This is a 500-seater lecture theater with a panel, which the panel considered were adequate. That's why I highlighted this. Adequate in terms of number and sizes. So we have this adequate. The classrooms have public address system. So we're looking at equipment now. That's why we should break this thing down, because this one is not giving us the clear thing, adequate and well maintained. Which one is it, equipment or furniture? Adequate but not well. So you have to split them like I've proposed in the splitting. So the classrooms had public address systems and whiteboard. However, illumination of the classroom need to be looked into. So equipment is there. Illumination, so depends. This scenario has lost 0.5 for the maintenance. So it is 1 plus 1 and 1 adequate. We got all of this, 1, this, and this. So and this, excuse me. So that is the 2.5. Clear? Clear. So let's go on to the next one. Office accommodation. Such offices should be well ventilated, illuminated, and furnished with basic items of furniture and storage, such as standard tables, chairs, bookshelves, file cabinets, file air conditioner. You know, me, I don't like this in etc. You have said such as, so it should just end with an and, fans and air conditioners. In the case of the sciences, the staff should have adequate office/research laboratory space. Professors and senior lecturers should not share offices. Good point. NUC marking guide. Adequate in space and well equipped, 5 marks. Slightly adequate in space but well equipped, 3 marks. Adequate in space but ill equipped, or inadequate in space but well equipped. So I have some little challenge here, but it's 1 mark. Inadequate, 0. So space, you're looking at space, 2 marks. We're looking at 5 here. So we can partition that 5 into space and then equipment, 2 and 3. Let's take on the scenario from Professor Celestina Isiramen of Ambrose Ali University again. Though the offices are adequate in space, 2 marks gone here. The ventilation is poor because of the absence of adequate number of windows and a door at the rear of the block of offices. The professor's offices are not well equipped, so 0 there, with television set attached to left. So this is 2, clear. So let us adopt this. Scenario 2, you know, when we are uniform in what we have adopted, it increases the inter-rater reliability, makes it almost near perfect. So scenario 2, but when it is fuzzy, when you don't know what to score, you're just approximating, it's not clear cut, then there's a challenge. Scenario 2, in one of the institutions visited, this is by Professor Isaac Babatunde of Ekiti State University, Ado Ekiti. In one of the institutions visited, there was shortage of office accommodation for their staff. Senior lecturers 2 and lecturers 1 and 2, 4 were accommodated in one big room. That's looking like a primary school staff room. It was discovered that the dean of the faculty and the other departments have no personal office of their own except their official offices. So clear what? Clear 0. So we're here, clear 0. Oh, we're moving on. The guide by Dr. Miriam says this: panel members should ensure provision of standard and purpose-built staff offices that are well ventilated, illuminated, and furnished with basic items of furniture, which we just read out now. Academic staff of professorial cadre and senior lecturer should not share offices. You know, we just said that. Can we move on? Yeah, I can see you say we should. So let's go on to, okay, this is the one I just summarized. This is safety and environmental sanitation. So what does the instrument say? Instrument is telling us that institutions should have a clean environment and buildings should be safe and comply with government laws relating to safety, fire hazards, or government laws relating, for example, to safety, fire hazard, and fire hazards. All buildings should have functional toilets, fire extinguishers, fire buckets, with sand and water, and all staff and students should have some knowledge on how to operate all fire equipment. And I like this one, accessible to persons who are physically challenged. So what is the marking scheme? Safe and comply with all government laws relating to fire and environmental sanitation, including adequate and functional toilet facilities. 3. Reasonably safe and comply with most government laws relating to fire and environmental sanitation, including some functional toilet facilities. 2. Unsafe. 0. So when we say safe and we say reasonably safe, I have some little, I thought we could discuss this. And I thought we could have a very safe and reasonably safe. I put the question mark here because estimate of reasonableness. We are not too savvy that one, but we are going to agree that we should have it very safe, comply with citations 3, reasonably safe, and comply with most citation laws 2, and all that, just as we have in the ANC guide. So let's take scenario 1, which Professor for Mobong of University of Uyo provided for us. The buildings are reasonably safe. So we're using this phraseology again, reasonably safe. But some places lack functional toilet facilities. No fire extinguishers and sand buckets around the classroom. That will not be reasonably safe, oh, madam. Environmental sanitation needed in most places. Ooh. Electrical wires that constitute hazard, that could constitute hazards are seen dangling out in some places, are not properly maintained. So this will not be reasonably safe. This one are here, complete. I'm sorry I'm using pidgin English, but just to let us relax, so that I can speak English. My madam, now professor of English language, she teach me English for house. So this is 0. Let's take the scenario 2. Professor Celestina Isiramen again, Ambrose Ali. The classrooms are clean and the environment is safe. So I don't know whether it's reasonably safe or very safe. Good toileting systems are available. Fire extinguishers and sand buckets are strategically located. The lawns are, however, not adequately attended to. So this is 3. Why? Because you say they are complying with safe sanitation laws. They are not talking about this thing here, not talking about lawns being kept. But if I had my way, I would just have given this 2.5, but it is not aligned with our scoring scheme. So this is clearly a 3. Okay, let's see what Dr. Miriam Sali has for us on safety and environmental sanitation. Panel members should ensure that functional fire extinguishers and sand buckets are available and comply with federal, state, and local government rules and regulations. In addition, there should be general cleanliness of the environment, including the toilet facilities for staff and students. So we got it all done here. Now, the summary of our lesson is that we scored laboratory space, laboratory equipment, all of these items. We scored them. So before I go, let me appreciate quite a lot of you, but I'm going to just pick a few. Professor Yakubu Azari. Why am I appreciating them? Because they keep sending messages, encouraging us, and all of that. Professor Majia, Professor Patricia Mba, who sends there's an H here. I'm so sorry. Mba is MBAH. She sends very encouraging words all the time. Professor Joel Adeyonju, Professor Samson Fatokun, Board of Trustees Chair of Samuel Adegboyega University, Professor Priska Adejumo, wonderful, and the Vice Chancellor of Alfred Babalola University, Professor Miranda Olarinde. When I attended the convocation lecture, she sent me a very wonderful goodwill message. Professor Joy C. Obunadike, I want to specially pick her out because several others, as I said. This is a mail she wrote. I wish to commend you for your great work towards the VICBA Module 2 course. It's highly tasking to we, the participants, let alone you, all our organizers, all of us. You deprive yourselves night, although she's referring to me, but we take collectively now. You deprive yourself night and day sleep just to make sure we are among the best globally. Chai, you are too much. Oh, thank God. May the good Lord bless and strengthen you till the end of the program and decades beyond, I'm sure. Thanks and best regards, Professor Joyce Obunadike. Will deeply appreciate you. The next lesson will be the scoring of the next set of standards, which will be presented by Professor Beldo Salio and Dr. Miriam Salio. In other words, I'm easy enough for now to let Professor Salio and Our Excellency Dr. Miriam Salio come on. They'll be looking at assessing library and funding, assessing this, all the things that we have here. So the students said, no, like me now, I'm working out to come back later. Student said, if a single teacher can't teach us all the subjects, if I can't take all of this, then how could you expect a single student to learn all the subjects? Oh, my dear people, now only you waka come. Oh, yes, now only you waka come. But you see, it's good because it is lifelong learning. Until next class, it is bye-bye from me, Peter Okebukola.